Hi everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. My review of Bombshells United #1. That says here, first all new issue. The fight for freedom begins here. I love the cover, the depiction of Wonder Woman. This is set in the 1940s. I think during World War II. Now the intro for this story is just wonderful, and the landscapes. I mean, they're in panels, but still, the artwork is beautifully done. There, 3 years ago, our world changed. War exploded across the continents, driving battalions of shrieking, threshing, rending machines to shred through the countrysides, to darken even the stars, and our world became not of men, but of monsters, magic, and mad scientists. And all that fire, thunder, and chaos, they rose up. Now, I would think that that one sentence, it might sound a little bit better if it had been written, and through all that fire, thunder, and chaos, they rose up. That would sound a little bit better to me, but I'm not the writer. I think it was Marguerite Bennett who wrote this story. We rose up. The Wonder Woman, the Batwoman, the Supergirl, the conspirator called Poison Ivy, the Contessa called Catwoman, the clown called Harley Quinn, the Queen of Atlantis, the Queen of Zambeze, and the Mistress of Magic, the rebel known as the Question, and the blood-sucking Batgirl, and the Hawk Girl from another world. All of them and more, the Bombshells. And I love the flag as it flows in the air right there. And then we turn to this splash page. Bombshells United #1, American soil. And the over here says, led by Diana, the lost princess of the Amazons. The world changed them, and they changed the world. But human beings have a way of adapting to anything. Beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork. And after 3 years of war, the leader, a leader of that free world, delivered commands from on high, not with a sword, but with a pen. Dripping blood, dripping ink, a stain to make a mark to last forever. That is a wonderful intro, a wonderful introduction to set the stage for this story. And we see right here when it is. It says Arizona, the United States of America, 1943. Now, this is Donna Troy who gave the introduction. And she mentions Executive Order 9066, the internment of Japanese American civilians. She says it won't happen here, not on American soil. My name is Donna Troy, and our battle is just beginning. And I love the way the artist has drawn her for this story. It's beautiful. And Donna Troy already is beautiful because she's been in comics for probably since the 70s. And then these three come in, and it took me a while, but I finally figured out who they were, and I have not read the Bombshells series all that well. I've got like the first three trade paperbacks, which is that's issues, 6 issues each, and I haven't even read the third trade paperback, but I'm going to. And this is Cassie Sandsmark, the blonde. Yes, this is Yuri and Yuki, I think. I believe they're Russian, I think. And I'm not sure, but Cassie, this is like a train robbery, I guess. Well, Cassie jumps in this train and says, "Hiya there, sugar. Do you like my new hair? Get set me back $1.25 at Woolsworth, which means it's worth about $1 American more than you are in a fight, toots." And for those of you who might not know, Woolsworth was once a department store. I'm not sure if it still is. And then Donna Troy sees him and says, "You are 5 minutes later than we agreed, Cassie Sandsmark." And then she says, "We're happy to see you too, Donna." That's Cassie. And in the golden words of Yuki and Yuri, I guess that's Yuki and Yuri, but I'm not sure which is which. They say, "Never bet against a bunch of really angry teenage girls." And then they start hugging to greet each other, and then they're talking about how about having the aid of the Wonder Woman, and she's not Wonder Woman in this comic apparently. She's known as the Wonder Woman, at least in this story. And the artwork is something I and my mother enjoyed very much so. This soldier fires his gun, and Wonder Woman deflects the bullet with her shield, and all these American soldiers are like, "Huh? What's going on here?" And then they're saying, "How'd you find Wonder Woman?" And they apparently use some enchantment to get some sort of a familiar. So apparently they're writing Wonder Woman as having a familiar, and that's a creature that guides a witch. And she used her necklace that has this strange beak on it. She took a hold of it in her hand, and then all of a sudden, these giant birds appear out of nowhere, going scratch, 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 and they land on the ground to help all of these people up so they can deliver them from being from the soldiers. And so they're flying over the Pacific Northwest, and Wonder Woman says, "It is an honor to greet you at last, Donna Troy of Los Angeles, and an honor to be of use to you. I am Diana of Themyscira. You called for my shield." I swear Diana here almost sounds like she's down on herself for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, Donna says, the Wonder Woman, I am so grateful. My school friends and I in Los Angeles, we cooked up this plan. We all heard stories of you on pirate radio, and there was this legend that if you hung a wind chime and burned a candle, a black eagle would come and deliver a message to you. And Wonder Woman says, "Hey, it was not always that way. But when my legend grew, I grew with it." And so they the birds land on the ground, delivering the civilians out of harm's way, and they introduce somebody by the name of Dawn Star. I have never heard of her before, and she greets Wonder Woman, and then they talk, and Donna over here says, "I'm not ungrateful for the aid you've given us. You get helping Wonder Woman, but some of the tribes in the country we were just dragged through. Those communities rented the U.S. government the land to build camps where they were going to imprison us." She says right here. And one woman says, yes, they did. She's aware of this. And what's confusing to me is this: the subject of this is about the internment of Japanese American civilians during the 1940s, and that gives me the impression that they're saying Donna Troy was Japanese because they didn't draw her as Japanese. I'm not, and I'm just a little bit confused about that. And so later in the evening, Donna's talking to Cassie and Yuki and Yuri. Yeah, I love those names, Yuki and Yuri. And one of them down here says, "I was so sure that you'd slip through their fingers, Cassie." The blonde one, Cassie. "The way you look, I mean." And she said, and that face of hers, she's like so surprised. I mean, she's got a beautiful face, but she is shocked at this statement. She says, "Those 1/16 bloodlines are awfully arcane. Warlocks and warlords don't have much difference, do they?" And then the other one says, Emily's family is Korean, with Korea being a Japanese colony and all. They don't even belong here. And then Donna really gets miffed about that. She says, none of us belong here. So evidently, Donna Troy is an immigrant, if I'm understanding this right. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be horrible because it's happening to a blue-eyed blonde girl, or the wrong kind of immigrant, referring to Cassie Sandsmark. It should be horrible because it's happening to anyone. And that's, that's kind of a really bad jab at Cassie. But, it's bad that, I agree, it's bad that it happens to anyone. And then Cassie goes over and says, hey, I'm sorry, we've been talking awful fast and loose, trying to keep our hopes up. You have a fight with your folks, and I'm not sure why that is in there. I would think Cassie would be sort of mad or miffed, or even a little bit ticked off that Donna's made that remark, but apparently not. And I'm not critiquing the writing or anything. I'm just giving my impression of the story. And then Donna's goes, Issy and Issy live in the ring live in the ring this Saturday night, and check your coats at the door. I have no idea what that was for, because they're not. I don't know what. It's like she's trying to disguise her conversation for some odd reason. And in a hushed voice, she says, "There's been talk that we shouldn't have ever done this, that it's a disgrace to us, that we should just prove we're loyal and do as we're told." So the dialogue here is a little bit confusing to me, but I yeah, that's okay, because that's sometimes the case with many comic books that I read. Sometimes that's the way with the Justice League comic book. Sometimes I scratch my head trying to make heads or tails of what's being said. And a writer is someone you have to respect, because no matter what you think of their work, a writer puts what he or she knows into their stories. That's what I believe. And so, you know, hopefully there will be more in the coming issues that we can understand what the relationship here is between Donna and Cassie. And then they say something about being I don't want being shipped off to Atlantis, which was um, that was part of the Bombshells issues 14 to 16, I think, which I have in my trade paperback at home, and I will need to read. And I just have to remark about the Wonder Woman's eyes right here on this page. They're so striking, and it's like they pierce a person's very soul. I know that's dramatic of me, but hey, that's my opinion. And then Wonder Woman is someplace else. She's at the Watchtower, all by herself, wherever that is. And then this bird comes and says that he warned her, that he spied in Los Angeles for those in need, and that those girls called him the bird down, and with the wind chime and the candle, and that he told her their troubles and the request for aid. You wanted to help. You followed the plan that they designed. And I'm not sure what this is that Wonder Woman flicks off the out of the watchtower. It looks like fire. It lands here, and a splat, and all of a sudden, you know, I don't know what happened there, but it looks kind of cool. But anyway, the bird says, "But you cannot change human nature, Diana. You cannot save these people from their own country. You cannot save these people from me." So this must be a warlock. You think? Maybe? I don't know. Is that? And then she says, "The commander from the desert." He's like, "Oh, you remember me? What an honor." And then they get in a fight, and he takes a swing at Diana, and and she she drop, she ducks and dodges him, and then she hits him pretty good. And she wants to find out who this dude is. And of course, he's chewing her out because she's helping the people escape the internment camps. And he fires a gun at her, and she deflects the bullet, and it goes right back at this dude. And she's like, "No," because while she doesn't want to get shot, she doesn't want to harm anyone else. But then it does no damage to him, and she's like, "Hera, above and press from below. That isn't blood. What? Who are you? Wonder how I followed you here, traitor? Notice a little bit of earth stuck on your shield? A little bit of clay? Mine?" And at that point, I knew who the bad guy was. This is our land, sea to shining sea, a true American's land, to the dirt, to the core, to the clay. It's Clayface. Now, overall, even though the story was a little bit hard to follow at times, Bombshells United #1, written by I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Marguerite Bennett, and Marguerite Savage was the artist. You know, I hope I got that. I hope I got that right. This is a story that to me shows promise. You know, I didn't really get it the first time, but maybe in the following issues I'll understand better because I have not read all of the Bombshells stories since the trade paperbacks have not all come out, and I heard that it went to issue 100. But this is a good story. A little bit confusing at times for me, but I did enjoy it, and I look forward to the future issues of Bombshells United. I am Michael for Spirit Comics, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not previously. Also, hit that bell, smash that bell. Smash that bell hard so you'll get all the notifications of when I upload a new video. And just drop me a like and share the video if you enjoyed it. And if you're wondering why my background is a little bit different, I'm down here at my mom's this evening, and I thought I would record the video down here. And and I decided, this is something that I really did enjoy after we both read it, because we both did read this together earlier and did enjoy it, even though it was a tad confusing for us both. But after we read it a couple times, it became more enjoyable. Yep. Till next time, I'm Michael for Spirit Comics.